Yeah, well, everybody's gonna have their, arguments of California or Florida or Atlanta or Louisiana, but I really feel like the competition level is very different in Texas because a lot of people hear about Texas.
All right, we are back with episode 3 here. I'm your co-host Ian Johnson, President CEO of NIL Ace, and I'm here with our new star linebacker, number 9 at Marshall, Landyn Watson. Wanted to welcome you to the podcast and kind of welcome you to the NIL Ace family.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a blessing.
We appreciate you being here. So I'm going to start off, simple and ask you, what brought you into football? What was kind of that first moment where you're like, you know what, I can do this?
Well, growing up at a very early age, I was into sports. I used to always have carry a little football around the crib. So I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So in Milwaukee, football is not really big and what I'm saying out there. So it's really more of a basketball town. So like whenever we made the transition to moving to Texas, that's when I fell in love with the game of football and started to learn more and more about football in the state of Texas.
Absolutely. So your family's originally from Wisconsin, and you guys made the move to Texas. Talk
Mhm.
to me about everything you hear about in football is Texas football. Talk to me a little bit about Texas football.
Yeah, well, everybody's gonna have their, arguments of California or Florida or Atlanta or Louisiana, but I really feel like the competition level is very different in Texas because a lot of people hear about Texas and they want to come compete in the 6A and 5A divisions up there with Duncanville, North Shore, and schools like that. So football in Texas is just different. That's how I
It's
can
different,
say it's
right?
definitely different. There's a lot of NFL players that are in the league right now that I'm close with that are from Texas. So it's just breeding them in Texas.
Absolutely. And the stadiums that I've seen them build in the last 2 or 3 years down. Spent a lot of time in Fort Worth and the Dallas area, just seeing some of the high school stadiums. I mean, they're mini college football stadiums. I mean,
Yeah,
it's legit. I mean, some schools spending 20-30 million dollars a year to put these stadiums in the ground, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen,
yeah,
which is awesome.
yeah. Most
So
definitely. Yeah, the facilities are getting bigger and bigger. Every year in Texas. So it's really turning into really professional.
absolutely. So I want to kind of go through your daily routine. Obviously, we talked a little bit about how you got into football, but I want to go through your daily routine as obviously being a star linebacker in college in the Division 1 level. Talk to me about that and kind of what goes on through your day to day.
So we are a team that practices in the afternoon. So I usually start my day around like maybe 9 a.m. with going to get treatment, going to get my body right, and getting my body ready for the day. And then I'm with the free time before we have meetings later in the day. I'm probably in the hot tub, cold tub, or training room, or watching film or things like that, and just trying to buy time. Or I'll probably go in the weight room, get a stretch in, and just really get my body ready for the like what it is that day. If it's a practice, run through, or like whatever it is. So and then usually have
Absolutely.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, everyone we talk to, it's a full time job. I
Full
mean, you
time for
guys are
sure.
committed full time, and you gotta love it though. At this point, I mean, you've been obviously playing football for a while, and it's a grind. I mean, obviously, I've played baseball, so a little bit different,
Mhm.
but it's the same thing at the end of the day. It's a full time
Yeah.
job, and you really got to go out there and get it. So it's cool to
Yeah.
hear your side of kind of your day to day and how you go through the process. Wanted to talk to you more along the lines on how do you balance all of that with academics?
Well, what I try to do is I try to get ahead on academics. So whenever like things are getting intense with football, it's not like I'm having to do both in a sense. Like at the start of the year, I'm usually trying to get like 2-3 weeks ahead on majority of my classes so that I'm able to really dial in and focus on what my football responsibility is that week for the upcoming game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which I think is the best way to do it because a lot of guys, struggle with the time management when you have practice, stretching, all the
Yeah.
stuff that goes into a daily routine as an athlete, and then on top of it, you have school. So
Hmm.
I think a lot of people miss that aspect because you guys are still getting a degree in an education while playing football at a high level. So I think that's something to highlight on. What is your biggest challenge you think to stay in peak, physical condition? Because for anyone that knows and everyone's watching this, I'm just going to say this part. If you watch Marshall football, I got the pleasure to watch it the other day against Virginia Tech. You won't miss number 9 on defense. You won't miss him, flying around like crazy. I mean, it was something to see. So, wanted to ask you that.
Well, really, like, just, we play a physical brand of football, so I gotta like over emphasize taking care of my body, getting treatment and things like that.
Absolutely, no, I get that completely. Do you have any pregame rituals? And are you superstitious about anything? Do you do something every time before a game?
I feel like before a game, I gotta really like just be myself. Like, I feel like whenever I'm like too serious, I end up having like a not the best game that I want to have, and I feel like whenever I'm just like relaxed and just like treating it like another game, that's when I play my best.
Absolutely. So, do you listen to a certain type of music before games,
Oh
or
yeah, most definitely. I
so
definitely
who gets you hyped up before? Like, who's your go-to? Like, I'm gonna crack some heads this game.
okay. I got a couple. Obviously, young boy is on the
Okay.
playlist for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I say uh, a rapper from my city, from Austin, Texas, Quinn NFN. He's definitely on the pregame. Lil Baby. Um,
That's my guy. I'm an Atlanta guy, so that's
yeah.
that's my guy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Atlanta rappers too. So like, yeah, Lil Baby. I listen to a little bit of Gunna and stuff like that. But
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Atlanta's done a good job, obviously, in the rap scene. Man, I saw it growing up with Lil Wayne and Ludacris and everyone in Atlanta, and to see somebody like Lil Baby come out who's just so different and
yeah,
unique with the way his flow and style is really really cool,
yeah,
which I like a lot about him. So I'm glad that you said that because a lot of people are
yeah,
like, people like him or they don't. So I'm glad that we're on
yeah.
the
Nah,
same
yeah.
page with Lil Baby. Yeah,
Nah, yeah.
Baby's great.
I'm definitely a fan of Lil Baby. I like his music.
Yeah, he's tough too. So staying through that, what helps you stay focused on the field when you got to make a play? Let's say it's third down, right? What's your mindset? What do you focus in on when it's go time?
When definitely will definitely dialed in on, just doing my job, reverting back to my training throughout the week and throughout, camp and those things. So to be able to like know that I've repped this play 1,000 times and you know what I'm saying? So just treating it like another down and treating it like another play and executing.
Right, absolutely. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different angle on this right now. I want to talk a little bit about being at TCU,
Mhm.
and you were part of something pretty special at TCU. Talk to me about the national championship and making it, and just some of the guys that you were around that made it with you.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that locker room, that team, and even the team the year before was like we were really really close. Like it was a really really special group. It was a we. I would say I'll put it as we had a bunch of alpha males on that team to where all the alpha male, like when you have a lot of alpha males wanting to be the alpha, you know what I'm saying, it makes everybody like want to go harder. So it's like
Right.
throughout the year, we had to, handle adversity. We a lot of the games we were trailing in, we, battled back and won. So, just the hard work and the dedication in that locker room, being around those guys. A lot of those guys are playing in the NFL now. So just being able to be around those guys for like 2 years and be able to learn and grow with them was very, very important to me.
Well, it's interesting. Like I said, it was really cool to see TCU get to that next step, and obviously be in the national championship. So that was great for y'all, and really cool to see. On top of that, talk to me about when you left TCU and went to Marshall. Talk to me about like the decision, why you chose Marshall, and kind of the atmosphere that you're in now versus Fort Worth.
Yeah, so Fort Worth will always definitely have a special place in my heart, but I feel like I wanted to really like dial in on football more. I felt like there was a lot of distractions in the area I was living in. I was having a lot of fun my freshman year, and so just to get away from that and like really lock in on football. Reason why I chose Marshall is because like it's not a lot of stuff to do in Huntington, and there's really only ball. So it's like it's either ball or what I'm saying, you don't got really no other option. So that's the reason
Right.
why I kind of chose here, and I feel like me making the decision to come here, I've learned and grown like mentally with football and learning schematics a lot more here at Marshall.
Right. And I could definitely see that in you and see the maturity aspect. I mean,
Hmm.
it's all for a reason. I always say this: everything happens for a reason,
Yeah, I said the same
and
thing.
and that's just kind of like my motto. Everything happens for a reason. God chooses, and that is the truth. I mean, that's just what happens in life, and you get to a better situation that fits you
Hmm.
better and really builds the mold for your football playing career. So more along the lines of that, what's your favorite moment being on the Marshall football team as of now?
As of like right now,
Or just in general, your whole time being there.
whole time being, I say, one of my favorite moments was, going. I say the East Carolina game, the second, I think it was, yeah, second game of the season. Marshall. I don't think Marshall had beat East Carolina recently, like in the past few years. So to go out there and get that win with the circumstances, we had a rain delay during the game, and it was a definitely a great atmosphere there. So to, be able to get that win for the program's history was.
That's awesome. That is really cool. What would you say the atmosphere is like at the stadium in Marshall? Obviously, being a small town Huntington, you know.
For a small town, people would think like it doesn't. Marshall loves, well, Huntington loves Marshall. The town
Right.
loves football, so usually all home games, there's a big crowd, and they get rowdy for the Marshall Thunder and Herd. It means a lot more to this community and to this town.
And do you think that helps you perform better? Just out of curiosity.
I feel like it like in order to be able to put on the M, you know what I'm saying, and represent Marshall, you're representing something bigger than yourself. And I really learned that when I first got here, that I'm not just playing for the name on my back. I'm also playing for the people that passed in the plane crash, and then their legacy,
Right.
living on the Marshall legacy like for generations.
Right. And is that something? Had you ever seen the movie before you had committed to go to Marshall, or
I
never
have
seen it?
not never seen it. Yeah.
Have you seen it still or no?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay.
On my visit. I was here on my official visit, and just learning about the history for the first time made it. You know what I'm saying? Made me want to come here even more. So.
Absolutely, and I get that completely because that's one of the best football films besides maybe Rudy ever.
Mhm.
Terrible thing that happened, but you know, Marshall's strong, and we are Marshall. I mean, that's
Yeah.
something that I've been excited to see, and really excited for you guys heading into Ohio State this weekend. I mean, talk to me a little bit about that. Obviously, a tougher opponent, really, really, really powerful opponent this year. Talk to me about what excitement you have going to play on that stage.
Well, yeah, it's definitely, I'm definitely very, very blessed to, be able to play on this type of stage, in front of 100,000, and be able to be one of the first games on Saturday on Fox, so everybody could watch it. So being able to play in front of a stage like that with my brothers on the team is just, we're all excited. We put in the work this week, and we're just ready to go out there and execute.
Absolutely. Well, some viewers might not like this, but I hope you get after Will Howard a couple times.
Yeah, I hope
I
to
hope
too.
you get him a couple times. I'm gonna say that right now. I hope you get him. I do, because you can do it. I saw you play against Virginia Tech, man. You got it for sure. I mean, there's
Yes.
no doubt. I mean, it's all coming together now at this point.
Mhm.
I'm gonna lead into more that game. I mean, that, like you said, Fox game, one of the first ones. I believe it's a 12:20 start. I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
12:20
11 a.m.
start.
Central. Yeah, 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Central.
Central, 12:20 Eastern Standard. Um, that's a big game, man. That is a big game. How do you feel about playing against Ohio State? Like from your defensive side.
From the defense side, I feel very, very confident, being able to go against some elite talent, some NFL guys, being able to showcase my talent. That's what I'm really excited to do. I'm really
Absolutely.
excited to put my talent on display as well.
I'm excited for you to be in the spotlight, man. This is like one of those games that could change your career. I'm not exaggerating. It's just one of those, and you got to stay within yourself. You know what to do. I don't need to tell you. You
Hmm.
stay within yourself, and you got this, man. To the viewers, I do highly recommend go back and watch the highlights of the Virginia Tech game. Watch the defensive side, and tell me what you see. That's what I would like everyone to know. Tell me what you see, because it's special. It is extremely special, man. But I'm going to lead more into what brought us together, and obviously name, image, and likeness. Talk
Hmm.
to me about what you think about NIL, and do you think it should stay, or what is your kind of outlook on it?
Well, I believe I was a sophomore whenever it became, whenever NIL started, so to know that like everybody's putting their body on the lines, for these programs, bringing in these programs, a lot of revenue, like it's actually like good that we have a way to make money ourselves too, not just on top of, scholarship checks, because you guys, any athlete, not everybody's scholarship check is like, what I'm saying, a lot. We
Right.
got to be able to manage that month to month. So to be able to make money off of our name and things like that nature, I feel like they're going in the right direction with college football.
Absolutely. And I've been in the landscape for 2 years, and it's 100% the right thing to do,
Hmm.
because these programs, I mean, bring in millions and millions of dollars every year.
Hmm.
And you guys are working the full time jobs so that those fans, those boosters, the alumni can come and watch that and celebrate, some big wins.
Hmm.
So it makes a lot of sense to have NIL, and I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think what it does is it opens up a lot of opportunities for you guys, not only from the collective side, because there's two parts of NIL. I think a lot of people misunderstand is there's the
Hmm.
collective side, which is university based, and then you have the marketing side.
Hmm.
And the marketing side is really, I think, a good thing for a lot of people because it helps you build your brand. Because
That's true.
I'm guessing your goal, I don't know, but your goal at the end of this is to go pro, you
Yes,
know,
for sure.
and really building that brand identity. So then when you do go pro, you're appealing to other big brands. So I think that's fabulous. The fact that you're, needing NIL, everyone needs NIL. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been happening since me and you weren't even thought about.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
not legally, as we know. So yeah, man, want to lead more back into more football based stuff. What is kind of your hardest thing you've overcome as a football player so far?
I feel like, really just waiting my turn, I feel like, I've been in this is going into my fourth season of college football. This is like my first season that I'm actually like starting in the position that I am. So to be able to handle adversity for 3 years and not give up and just stay down and be able to wait my turn and be blessed for my opportunity was probably the biggest thing I had to overcome.
Do you think waiting made you a better player? You got to mature and see more, you think?
Yeah, because at my first 2 years, we had a lot of talent at TCU. NFL guys that I'm going against daily at practice. So like I'm really getting better as a player, and then having to learn from other people's mistakes and seeing how they play and just be able to learn off of them made me better.
Absolutely. No, I see that completely. I mean, now you seem like you got it put together, heading into this season and kind of being the main staple for Marshall football on the defensive side.
Hmm.
So it is it's definitely a pleasure to see, and we really enjoy working with you on this side of the NIL industry. Um, I want to talk about some things outside of football. I know we've talked a lot about football. I want to talk
Hmm.
about some things outside. What kind of shoes do you like?
Well, I'm definitely a Jordan type of guy. I like Jordans.
Okay.
I like different type of designer shoes. You know, I it's crazy because like I actually like shoes. You know, I'm a real sneakerhead. I like all types of shoes,
That's
Nike.
how I am. I'm the
Yeah,
same way. I'm a big. I'm
big
not a
shoe.
big. I'm a big Jordan guy. I would say I wear a lot of Jordans. I've really fallen in love. I don't know if you're familiar with APL. APL is a company. It's called Athletic Propulsion,
Hmm.
and I've been wearing their shoes for like 2 years now, and they're the most comfortable running shoes, athletic shoes you can wear.
Oh wow.
So we'll definitely have to have you check them out at some point.
Yeah, most definitely.
But they make some cool stuff. I just got a new pair last week. But yeah, dude, shoes are, you can have a gazillion, as I'm sure you do. You know,
Yeah.
so
Collecting them,
so
trying to.
oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I do. I got a small collection. I don't have anything crazy, but I'm more a low dunk kind of guy. That's kind of
Yeah,
my
I like low dunks
go-to
too. Yeah.
shoes. But some of them are hard to find, man. I've been looking for a couple of like exotic greens and stuff of that nature. You
I
know,
actually just got some I think they're called the powder puff dunks, the all green ones.
the all green. Yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
ones I was looking at. You got to
Yeah.
wear those to pregame. I'm telling you, man. I got to get some green ones
Yeah.
so when I come see you, I got those on. You know, I got to match everybody in the stands.
Yeah.
So, what do you do outside of football, man? Like, what's your go-to? Like when you're not, grinding, studying, in the weight room, watching film. What are you doing outside of this?
I probably, like to play the game,
What's your game?
I'm more of a I like college football, I like Call of Duty. Like I'm
Okay,
pretty yeah, I'm pretty much like I play those type of games. I like 2K as well.
right. You playing the new 2K25?
I actually haven't played the new
I've heard
2K25,
it's
surprisingly.
crazy.
That's
I've
what
heard it's
everybody,
crazy good.
all my friends have been playing, and I've yet to make a character on there yet.
I've never been a 2K guy. I've always liked MLB the Show, being a baseball player. I liked, obviously NCAA 25, pretty cool.
Yeah,
Playing as y'all has been awesome.
yeah,
So that's pretty cool. What do you think about playing as yourself? I'm sure when you play, you're probably playing as Marshall every game, right?
yeah. definitely using Marshall. Well, playing by myself, I be critiquing myself. I be hard on myself. Like make the tackle. Like I know in my head I can make the tackle. So things like
Right.
that.
That's got to be so cool though, because I mean, think about the last game that came out in 2014.
Yeah,
And now you being in college and you being able to play as yourself must be pretty cool.
yeah.
Uh,
Full circle moment for real. Because I didn't think they were gonna bring it back. After
I didn't
14.
either, and I'm glad they did because I think the last year it was Johnny Manziel was the cover.
Hmm.
It was 2014.
Yeah.
I bet you he wished NIL was back then when that was going on.
Yeah, he was still making money regardless.
Oh, we know he was,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah, man. Um, I gotta ask you this too, man. What are you gonna do? Obviously, I know NFL is the end goal here. What do you want to do outside of football when your career is over?
Well, I've always thought about, getting into coaching, or getting into like just physical like over like physical training, physical therapy, stuff like that, or as a side hustle, owning multiple properties and being able to rent them out and just owning multiple properties.
So more in real estate
Yeah.
potentially. Very
Yeah,
cool.
I would say like real estate as a side hustle, and then really like if I choose to, because I would want to stay around the football, like once my
Right.
career is over with, stay around it. So I would say possibly get into coaching, but yeah,
Would you want to be like a DC or would you want to be a head coach? What would kind of be the role you would want?
I
I
would
know this is
probably
a ways from now, but wanted
yeah
to
yeah
obviously bring that
yeah
up.
I would probably say either a position coach or a DC, and probably work my way up depending on how much I fall in love with the coaching industry. So
Gotcha. Did you coach at all when you were in Texas?
no.
No, no coaching at all.
No.
Gotcha. So obviously you're from Austin. What do you? I want to talk a little bit about that because I've been to Austin a couple times.
Mhm.
Talk to me about when did you move there? First off,
So I moved there in I moved there when I was 6, so I was around like 2007, 2008, around there. And I've been there majority of my pretty much my whole life. And growing up in Austin, it was definitely fun. You know, big city, you know, capital of Texas. You know, lots of barbecue. You know, we knew
Oh
of
yeah,
that. You know, from moving from Midwest, coming down to get barbecue and stuff like that, and then just the love, seeing the love of for football around, you know, Texas was fun. Getting used
right.
to
And
it.
it's a big city now. I mean, when you
Yeah,
moved there, it probably was it's still a big city, but now you look at Austin and it's like, whoa,
yeah,
Austin has
it's
really taken over.
still
I mean,
growing
probably in the
big.
last 5 6 years, it's like the new Silicon Valley of
Hmm.
Texas. So it is definitely booming in the Austin side. Now you did mention some food. Now I want to ask you this: what's your best food spot in Huntington?
Chipotle for sure. You can never go wrong with Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I feel
That's
like
the, that's
I feel
the,
like I feel like you
that's
can
the
never
one you
go
hit me
wrong with
with. I was
Chipotle.
waiting for something like some local spot, but
They
is
do.
Chipotle?
Yeah, I would say Chipotle. You know, they do got some, you know, some good local spots out here. Like called it's a place called Backyard Pizza that I fell in love with out here.
Okay.
Backyard Pizza. You know, they got this place called the Market, and you know some small places out here. But I feel like you can never go wrong with Chipotle.
No, you can't. So, what's your go-to Chipotle order?
I'll probably get a bowl with brown rice, a little bit of pinto beans. I'll do double chicken, queso, corn, cheese, lettuce, guac, and then the hot sauce. I feel like that's a complete
Do you do
bag.
the red hot sauce or do you
I
do
do do
the
that. Yeah, I do the
yeah
red hot.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah the red's the best. My
yeah,
girlfriend's like, I
yeah,
don't know how you eat that. And I'm like, I'm telling you, you just gotta
yeah.
like
It
it.
adds that. I feel like I can't eat the bowl without it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you do sour
Yes.
cream with it or no?
I don't. I actually have chips though. I always need the chips
So
for sure.
I always eat it with chips too. That's how
Yeah,
you should eat Chipotle. I feel like
yeah. I feel like
because
that's the only way to eat
that's the only way
Chipotle.
to eat it, right? Because
Yeah,
it's just you don't get everything with the chip. It makes it a little bit better.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm
The
glad that we're
chips
on the
is.
same page with that. That's how I eat my Chipotle every time. I
I
get
feel like yeah,
chips, or if I got them at home, I just get the bowl and bring them home and eat it with
yeah. You
chips.
know, yeah. Just
you
yeah,
know.
for sure.
So talk to me. Obviously, you're a Texas guy. Talk to me like what winter's like in the Marshall area, because I know that's a little bit different from Austin.
Yeah, it's a lot different from Austin. You know, it snows out here, but me being from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's nothing that I haven't, you know, seen. It snows a lot in Wisconsin, so it gets cold out here in the winter, and it gets cold here pretty early. Starts getting cold around like October, November. November it gets actually really cold, and then you know December, January carries over. You know, so the winter, yeah, it gets pretty cold out here.
Gotcha. So do you do you drive to school, or how does that work in the winter? Do you drive to the facilities, or are you walking?
Well, yeah, I say I say I drive. You know, I'm like right down the street from the facility, so I'm not really that far.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely a little bit colder than Austin for sure in the winter.
Most definitely.
So, but that's good, man. Like I said, do you think you play better in cold weather? Obviously, being acclimated to it now.
To be honest, I don't know. Like I played in cold weather and played in hot, but like I feel like I don't really like let the cold phase me. Whenever like it's
Right.
super cold, I'll still try to like wear no sleeves so I can like still kind of be used to it. Like once I'm in the game and actually moving, I don't really, you know, be
Really even think
phased.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time to think about anything.
Yeah, you can't, you know, you got a job to do regardless.
Absolutely. So, I mean, pretty much, heading into what is your expectation this year? What would you like to happen? As a goal you have kind of in the back of your head.
Well, for our team goal, definitely to, you know, win the Sun Belt. I feel like we have a fair chance at doing that this year. And I say individually, for me as a player, like some goals I had set for myself this season is 100 plus tackles, 10 plus TFLs, and 5 plus interceptions and 5 plus forced fumbles and like what 20 plus TFLs. I set high expectations for myself, but I know I can achieve these numbers by staying and playing consistent every game. So
That's a
something
good
like
thing to
that.
do,
So,
man.
yeah.
I like the numbers too. Because most people just say, "Oh, I want these," but the fact that you have numbers behind it, that
Yeah,
means you really, really are focused in on it. So
yeah.
hopefully we can get maybe 3 or 4 of those off the list this coming Saturday.
No, most definitely.
I could see a little pick six. Maybe a little fumble recovery.
We just it's just gonna be in the right spot. Just wherever their play, whoever their play, makes whoever their play makes our defense make the play. That's who gonna make the play. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No, I get that completely, and it's gonna be a fun one to tune into on Saturday. So I hope
Mhm.
everyone that's watching this and sees this gets an idea of what's going on here. I mean, Marshall's taking on the giant right here with Ohio State. But I always like the underdog, and I will always say this. And I represent a guy at Ohio State as well, Taiwan Malone. Luckily, you guys won't be going head to head. He's on the D line for them over there.
Mhm.
So keep you guys healthy.
Yeah,
Because I got some others that'll be playing this year that are on opposite sides of the ball, and
yeah,
I'm always like, just don't hurt each other. That's all we're
yeah,
asking for.
yeah.
Um,
Most definitely.
so I'm definitely really excited for you, man. I really do appreciate you taking the time to join us here and to be a part of this journey. Because you've already been on this journey that's got you to here,
Mhm.
and our job is to take this journey to the next level. And we really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to do that on your behalf. So I really appreciate you coming in too and being on the pod. I think this will be something we'll do throughout the year, and definitely want to have you back on for sure. So
Yeah.
if you got anything you can think of, or any more questions that I could ask, or anything kind of on the top of your head right now, we could talk about. But I really appreciate you being on.
No, I really appreciate y'all for having me, and I appreciate you, signing me to the NIL Ace family. It's definitely love.
Well, you already had the green, man. We had to get you in the right green now.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, well, I appreciate you, man, for being on, and best of luck to you heading into Saturday. I'll catch up with you a little bit before the game, and give them hell. Absolutely, give them hell.
I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you.
All righty.